Yeah, this story is just going to take a lot longer than I thought. I went into today obviously with that marathon plan of getting like a good 12 hours of writing in today, or kind of blocking out a 12-hour day. Uh, didn't end up working out like that. I went in probably with the most amount of brain fog I think I've had since I started this. So it's been just about, this is day 30, it's just about a month of doing this. It was the first time I had any real like cognitive problems where I couldn't, just really wasn't thinking clearly. So took some extra breaks today, especially in the morning time, to maybe sip a little bit of coffee to get kind of wake myself up, and then finally starting late morning, early afternoon, I started finally being able to kind of get it and start writing. But with that, I still only managed to do about 2,000 words. Haven't written, for most of the day here. It didn't even actually finish out the entire chapter yet, so that's still adding on to part of the rest of the chapter that I've been working on the past couple days here. Uh, Very very long, sort of chapter. It's going to be one of those things where it's just I've reconciled the fact now that it's just going to take a good amount of time to get this chapter and to get the rest of the story done. As much as it's a third act here, I mean, these are the sections that are sort of like have the the most emotion to them, and the ones that have take kind of the most amount of time to really nail down and get right. So I've just kind of come to the realization today that it's going to take longer than I thought. This is going to require basically a bit more work basically than I had anticipated. And again, these deadlines really are arbitrary in a sense. It's one of those things where I'm not required to get anything done in a certain amount of time. Yes, I like to set myself some relatively manageable stretch goals, I guess, if that's an oxymoron, I don't know. But I like to set goals basically that definitely ones that are pretty difficult to get done, but are something still within the realm of possibility of being manageable, and hoping that usually they can get somewhere within like 80% or 90% basically of achieving them. So if it takes an extra week or two, if it goes into like the first second week of March before I'm done, so be it. I'll still certainly be happy with that. And so that's an update for today. Again, just reflecting on the fact that it's been 30 days now that I've done this consistently. Definitely, again, definitely good. I'm still, like I said, today was the first day I had any kind of brain fog. So then that was the one thing I was saying before, was that I wasn't really running into any kind of like writer's block or anything like that, or any kind of issues coming up with stuff. That was the one thing I was touting about writing every day, was just that it kept everything very fresh. Obviously, brain fog, things like that, basically are more a response to usually your recovery, in the sense of are you eating, are you getting enough sleep, how stressful is your life right now. And it's one of those, it just happens to be basically, I think, just a coincidental thing where today I just couldn't quite think as well. But again, over the next couple days, I'm going to start getting back into more of the general advice and kind of move away from the updates, and then I'll probably give an update towards the end of the month.